Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rose, and welcome to episode 333 of the Xbox and 10 podcast, a weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. This show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe in your favorite and leave a review. To start, let's talk game releases. The big games out last week were Little Nightmares 3 and Battlefield 6. The games coming out this week include Chicken Hare and the Treasure of Spiking Beard, NASCAR 25, Paint Path, Ball Cross Pit, Kotonok, Rabbiman Adventures, One Military Camp, Starbites, Blood West, Cookie Trails, Deathless the Hero Quest, PAX DI, Ball Blast, Bumblebee, Spooky Nights, Kaku, Ancient Seal, Kamikaze Les Planes, Lumu 2, Keeper, Space Elite Force Reloaded, and The Elf on the Shelf Christmas Heroes. After the big old Game Pass price hike last week, they announced a plethora of games you can now play and or are coming soon. You can now play Supermarket Simulator on Cloud Console and PC, Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Editions on PC. On October 14th, you can play The Casting of Frank Stone, Cloud, PC, and Series X and S. October 15th, Ball Cross Pit, Cloud Console and PC. The Grinch Christmas Adventures, Cloud Console and PC, Eternal Strands, Cloud, PC, and Series X and S. He is coming via game preview on PC. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, Cloud, PC, and Series X and S. On October 16th, PAX DI on PC. October 17th, Keeper, Cloud, PC, and Series X and S from Double Fine. October 21st, Evil West on Cloud Console and PC, and Ninja Gaiden 4 on Cloud, PC, and Series X and S. Then the big one, October 29th, The Outer Worlds 2, Cloud, PC, and Series X and S. Now on to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 5 to cover this week. Number 1, Xbox Magnus leak suggests next console will be powerful, expensive, and maybe a hybrid device. Fraser Gilbert at Pure Xbox writes, "You may have heard a bit of chatter about something called the Xbox Magnus in recent weeks, and this stems from YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead, which claims that Magnus is the name of the AMD APU processor that will be used in the next Xbox console. The channel has taken things one step further today by sharing a leak of AMD Magnus along with its specs, a potential release date, and various theories on what it means for the console itself. The spec sheet claims that the Xbox console is targeting a 2027 release date, which is something that's already been rumored in the past. The host mentions in the video how they've heard from more sources recently that Microsoft is still aiming for the 2027 as things stand. Beyond this, there is a theory that the next Xbox console will be slightly more powerful than the PS6, but also more expensive, and they talk on multiple occasions about how they feel it could end up being a console-PC hybrid device. Here are some excerpts from the video. Quote, "It'll be the largest APU used in a gaming console in history. It will total roughly 408mm squared. That's about 13% larger than both the Xbox Series X and Xbox One X's die size, and it's a 46% larger die than the monolithic one that will be used in the PlayStation 6 home console. So yeah, it should be stronger than the PS6, but at the same time it will also be more expensive because of this larger size and its use of bridge dies and likely a larger RAM capacity compared to the PS6, at least if it wants to work well as a PC console hybrid. That's okay, I think, because this time around Xbox is going to be much more than a console. It should also be something that could run more than just Xbox apps and challenge the PC gaming market at least somewhat directly. And although it's using a larger for a console APU die, I will say that compared to PC Mega APUs, it's actually a tad smaller. And therefore, yes, while I don't see Xbox Magnus as likely being a direct competitor to the next generation PlayStation console anymore, due to how much more Magnus will cost to make than the PS6, compared to PC gaming systems, I actually think it will be much more favorable. Xbox Magnus is going to be pretty expensive from the perspective of a console. I think it will definitely cost more than $800. I don't think it needs to cost more than $1,200, end quote. The whole thing is an interesting watch if you're curious, but keep in mind that plans can and often do change, and everything here should be taken with a pinch of salt like any rumor. Very interesting indeed. This doesn't seem to be too far off from what previous leaks have suggested, but it is good to hear from a trusted source in Moore's Law is Dead that this is Xbox's at least current or more recent plans. This does seem to be where they're going, and all the rumors are suggesting that PlayStation 6 is going to be very powerful and is targeting a very cheap price point. There isn't really competition between PlayStation and Xbox at this point, so Xbox needs to figure out who their targeted market is. It is me, and I would love to get a very powerful PC and play games that way. I just love the ease and comfort of my console for gaming. So if they can just give me a very, very powerful console that operates like a PC, but I don't have to deal with drivers and updates and this, that, the other thing, personally, I'll be happy, but I don't know how many people out there in the market will want a device like this. We shall see. Number 2, Microsoft confirms it scrapped the Xbox Game Pass discount on all games and DLC purchases, gives subscribers more reward points instead. Was the Impool at IGN writes. Microsoft has confirmed it has scrapped the Xbox Game Pass discount on DLC purchases. Instead, it's giving subscribers more points for use in its reward scheme. Last week, as part of controversial changes made to Xbox Game Pass, Microsoft found to have pulled the 10% discount on DLC for Game Pass games that Ultimate subscribers were able to get, seemingly in favor of its new rewards scheme. The news first emerged when the Call of Duty community noticed that Ultimate subscribers were no longer eligible for 10% off COD point purchases as well as Black Cell, the more expensive version of Call of Duty's Battle Pass that can only be bought directly with real-world money for $29.99. The discount was seen as highly valuable for fans who play Call of Duty via Game Pass, but fans discovered that the discount removal extended beyond Call of Duty to encompass the majority of individual DLC packs for Game Pass games. None of this was mentioned in last week's Ultimate subscription price rise announcement. This does really stink to see, as this was just another nice added perk. They liked to laud all the things that they added to justify the Game Pass increased cost, such as the Fortnite Battle Pass and Ubisoft Classics, but they did not mention this. It's disappointing to see, and I'm at least selfishly glad that I was able to take advantage of this for the Outer Worlds 1 DLC, where I got some discounts because of Game Pass before they made this change. Number 3, Halo art director leaves after 17 years with cryptic message suggesting it was on bad terms. Chris Scullion at Video Games Chronicle writes, an art director who worked on the Halo series for 17 years has left Halo Studios, posting a curious message suggesting that there was more to his departure than meets the eye. Glenn Israel joined Bungie when it was still working on Halo in 2008, then moved to 343 Industries in 2010 to continue working on the series. He's since served as a concept artist and senior concept artist on the series for 17 years, his first credit being on Halo 3 ODST. However, in a statement on his LinkedIn page, Israel announced that he was leaving the developer known as Halo Studios, stating that he would shed more light on the situation in the future. Quote, as of today and after 17 long years, I am officially no longer contributing to the Halo universe. There is little more I could say for the moment, though I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it's absolutely safe to do so next year. In the meantime, I have a message for anyone and everyone who needs to hear it. I know that the state of our industry seems dire, but never forget that you are free to choose. No illusion of security nor promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics, or values, and no one can force you to. Stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong, end quote. Israel didn't give any further details on what happened to cause his departure, but his message suggests he'll be free to do so sometime in 2026. Halo Studios recently announced that it will be hosting a panel on October 24th during the Halo World Championship, where it will take a look at the future of the FPS series. Can we just make a Halo game without crazy leadership issues or bad stories and bad press about working on these games? I don't know how this continues to be a thing, but I'm very interested to see what this Halo art director says in 2026. Number 4, Battlefield 6 gets off to a huge start on Steam with over 740,000 concurrent players just hours after launch. Was he in pool at IGN writes? Battlefield 6 has enjoyed an enormous start on Steam with over 740,000 concurrent players. At the time of this article's publication, Battlefield 6 had 747,440 concurrent players on Steam. That's enough to make EA's new first-person shooter the second most played game on Valve's platform, behind only Counter-Strike 2. Battlefield 6 is already the 14th most played game ever on Steam, with Larian's Baldur's Gate 3 in its sights. For context, the Battlefield 6 open beta hit a peak concurrent player count of 521,079. No other Battlefield game has ever come close to these numbers on Steam before. Indeed, Battlefield 6 has more players than EA's previous Steam record holder, the free-to-play Apex Legends, which makes the $70 Battlefield 6's achievements all the more impressive. And if you're wondering, the Call of Duty app, which encompasses all Call of Duty games, had a peak concurrent player count of 491,670 on Steam, which means Battlefield 6 is well on its way to doubling the record set by its FPS rival. This is awesome. Battlefield 6 needed a win. It seemed to get high praise for all of the multiplayer components. The campaign seems to be but who is really surprised by that? Can't wait to carve out some time this weekend and jump on in. At number 5, Ubisoft reportedly canceled an Assassin's Creed set in post-Civil War America due to US politics and Yasuki backlash. Mark Warren at Rock Paper Shotgun writes, Ubisoft allegedly canceled plans for a new Assassin's Creed game set in the aftermath of the American Civil War last year, with online moaning about Assassin's Creed Shadows co-protagonist Yasuki and concerns over the volatility of the modern-day US political climate being cited as reasons. This is according to a report from GameFile which claims the game would have starred a black former slave who moves westwards from the south in search of a new life. He'd subsequently be recruited by the series' assassins and return to the south in a story that involved confronting the rise of the Ku Klux Klan during the Reconstruction era that spanned the 1860s and 70s. GameFile cites current and former Ubisoft staff who say that the game, which was in the concept phase, was canned in July 2024, Ubisoft management reportedly pointing to online vitriol in response to the Black Samurai Yasuki being revealed as one of Shadow's protagonists as a reason behind the move, as well as concerns about the US current political climate. The latter is alleged to have been the bigger factor in the cancellation. As one of GameFile's sources put it, the game was being viewed as too political and a country too unstable. How disappointing to see and read that this game was cancelled. Now, I am not an Assassin's Creed fan. I've never beaten any of the games. I played maybe 20 to 30 hours of Odyssey and really enjoyed it, but this setting does seem awesome. I wish we got more stories in games that ventured out into uncharted territories that we haven't seen, but it doesn't seem like we're going to get that from Ubisoft in this current climate. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and since we got the Magnus code name for the apparent next-gen Xbox, why don't we do a little history lesson on the code name and the final name for Xbox hardware. DirectX Box was the Xbox. Natal was the Kinect. Xenon was the Xbox 360. Durango was the Xbox One. Edmonton was the Xbox One S. Scorpio was the Xbox One X. Scarlet was the Xbox Series X and S. Anaconda was the Xbox Series X. Lockhart was the Xbox Series S. Elwood was the Xbox Series S 1TB Digital Edition. Brooklyn was the Xbox Series X 2TB Galaxy Black Special Edition. And now, in addition to Magnus, there's two more floating out there that we still don't know exactly what they are, in Edinburgh and Count. Time will reveal itself if we know what these means. I think I'm biased to Scorpios. That was so exciting to get that 4K machine. I got my first 4K TV with it, and still have that special branded controller, Scorpio. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe to your favorite podcast service, share it with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I've been playing a lot of the Outer Worlds. So back in the day, I played 6 hours because I still found my save. And now I think I'm nearing 20, and I'm really enjoying my time with this game. I'm glad I came back to it. It does give Fallout 3 vibes with a modern control setting. I'm playing the Spacer's Choice Edition. I think it runs well, looks great, and it's getting me excited for the Outer Worlds too. As for after recording, I'm excited, like I mentioned earlier, to jump into some Battlefield 6. Let's go. My name is Brandon Rose. You can follow me on Xbox at Broza93. Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe and keep on gaming.